To break away from the monotony of talking about earbuds all the time, I thought I would show you something different today. So meet the Scene from Cleer Audio, an affordable Bluetooth speaker with an unexpectedly great sound. Hi, my name is Andy, and you're watching Andy's Tech Tone. So to set the scene, pun intended, here's a quick disclaimer. Cleer Audio sent me a test sample, but I'm not getting paid for making this video, nor did I give any preview privileges to anyone, so what you get is 100% my unfiltered and honest opinion only. And the Scene was a bit of a surprise when I first took it out of its box. It is heftier than I thought it would be, not only for its size, but also for its relatively affordable price. The speaker comes in just under $100, so I reckon that the affordable tag is justified. However, that fact only becomes obvious when we look at its feature set, or rather the lack of it, but simply by looking at the speaker, one might think that it comes in at a much higher price point. The design is sleek and modern, the speaker was made to last, and the manufacturer used high-quality materials all around. The fabric mesh which covers most of the speaker looks cool and durable, the plastic frame feels sturdy, and we get a massive rubber base to prevent the speaker from moving around on whatever surface you put it down on. So the whole thing feels rugged, and that rugged feel gets sort of confirmed by the IPX7 waterproof certification, which means that the speaker can even be submerged into water. I can hardly imagine a scenario in which you would want to do that, but at least you will have one less thing to worry about when organizing a pool party, for example. And to ensure a completely tight seal, both the 3.5mm audio input and the USB Type-C charging port are hidden behind a plastic flap on the back of the speaker. And talking about charging brings us to battery life. Of course, the single charge playtime can greatly vary depending on how loud you blast music from the speaker, but according to the specs, the battery can last up to 12 hours, which is a solid performance, and it's on par with that of the competition. In terms of controls, you can find a few physical buttons on the speaker. Starting at the back, there is the on-off switch and the Bluetooth pairing button, and if we move on to the top, we can find the play-pause button and the volume controls, which can also be used to skip tracks forward and backward. All the clicky little buttons have a nice tactile feedback and a prompt reaction time. Oh, and in case you didn't notice, there is a fourth button on the left, which can enable or disable the built-in microphone, since the speaker can also be used for making phone calls and Zoom calls too. So this is just a quick audio sample for you guys in one of those scenarios. And thanks to the built-in echo and noise cancellation, the voice transmission quality is more than acceptable in my opinion. As far as wireless connection is concerned, there is a Bluetooth 5.0 chip on board with support for the AAC and the SBC audio codecs. No high-res codec options, but as you will see in a minute, it does not really stop the Scene from delivering a detailed sound. Pairing is easy using the button on the back, and the connection proved to be rock solid with a good range during my tests both inside and outside. And here I have to mention that you cannot pair multiple speakers together, and you don't get support for the Cleer Connect app either. For that, you will need the slightly more expensive but same looking Cleer Stage. But other than their design, what the two models also share is their speaker setup. There are two 48mm neodymium dynamic speakers that are hooked onto a digital amplifier, and there are two passive radiators to help extend the bass response. And the result is a room-filling sound. I mean, in small to medium-sized rooms, the speaker is indeed capable of quite a respectful and powerful performance. Even in open areas, such as a backyard or a deck, you get more than enough juice for quality background music. The bass does not go too deep, but it's tight, it has a strong kick in the mid-bass, and it displays good rhythmic abilities overall. Pushing the speaker into a corner or closer to the wall will boost the low end due to the boundary effect, so you will get more of a full-range sound. but thanks to the well-controlled bass, the speaker will never get boomy or mushy sounding. Quite the opposite actually. Mids have an outstanding presence with excellent clarity. The different instruments come through with a natural tone and with extremely good separation. The highs are detailed and sparkly, with loads of energy across the range. Strings and brass instruments can bite, which is good, but vocals can sound a bit shouty, especially if you sit or stand dead center in front of the speaker. The sound is a tad rough around the edges, but the slight harshness in the treble only gets too much when we start to push the speaker close to its limits. At moderate volume levels, the sound signature remains more or less balanced and quite enjoyable. You get a good sense of space and soundstage regardless of where the speaker is located. Of course, the tonality will change with your relative position to the speaker, and especially the upper mids and the treble get tamed quite a bit if you go off center or behind the speaker, so you should not expect an even 360-degree field of sound. There is no app support, so there is no EQ either, but playing around with placement in corners, I could fine-tune the sound and add enough warmth to the lower frequencies to balance out the powerful highs. And I'll be completely honest with you, I haven't used or experienced that many Bluetooth speakers as of late, but at the end of the day I was positively surprised by the acoustic performance of the Cleer Scene. The design and the good battery life are just icing on the cake. More features would be nice to have of course, but apparently you have to pay more money to get those extras. But for around $100 or £100, you will get a solidly built, handsome and fresh sounding Bluetooth speaker. Or in other words, you get a party-proof design paired with a party-approved sound. And the Cleer Scene is so good in fact that it ended up on my desktop replacing my old huge powered monitors as part of a desktop revamp project, but that's a topic for another video, I guess. So this was my short review of the Cleer Scene waterproof Bluetooth speaker. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And if you have any questions or comments to make, I presume you know what to do. Thanks for watching, see you all in the next one.